Hola and welcome back. So today we're going to have a super easy assignment solving for x. And I'm going to show you one example and then you're going to do two on your own and turn in your work. Now there's a twist because I'll be showing you how to use Google to show your work rather than writing it out on your own. So it's a little different. That's why we're keeping it nice and simple. So first and foremost, I don't want to make any assumptions. I know it's been a long time since you've been in the classroom, so I'd like to remind y'all how to solve this basic two-step equation. So to begin, we have 3x minus 14 is equal to negative 20. So what you'd like to do first is identify which side of the equation is bigger, which expression is larger. So I would probably go with the left side of the equation. This expression is only two terms long. Each term is separated by the subtraction symbol, or it could have been addition. The first term is 3x. It's comprised of a coefficient, 3, and a variable, 3 and x are being multiplied. The second term of the expression is negative 14, and that is a constant. Remember, constants are numbers that are, well, alone. They have no coefficients, no variables attached to them. So in that case, that means on the other side of my equation, where it just has a singular term, I have the integer negative 20, and that as well is a constant. So first and foremost, I want to remove my constant from the larger side of the equation. Now, because my constant is a negative, I would obviously want to use my inverse operation. So inverse is a fancy word for opposite. The opposite of negative or subtraction is, of course, addition. So I'm going to add a positive 14 to my negative 14, and that becomes a big fat 0. I have eliminated my negative 14 from the left side. But whatever I do to one side of my equation, I must do the same to the opposite side of the equation. So because I added 14 here to balance it out, I need to also add 14 to the right side. Now, if any of you guys had an extra teacher in middle school like myself, then you'll notice that I like to use a lot of color. Ooh, negative 20 plus 14? Oh gosh, that just seems crazy. Now, if you know the answer, awesome, you could write it down, you got this. But if you're on the struggle bus right now, don't fret. Let's go ahead and review integers. All right, so I went ahead and drew out a number line. If you feel a bit discouraged having to use a number line, don't worry. It's been a while, and if you don't have your calculator in hand, hey, a number line always helps. Now, where am I beginning? I'm beginning at negative 20. So negative 20 I put with a large black line, and we're all the way over here on the negative side. Remember, negatives are on the left side. Now, because I'm adding 14, recall that addition, that means we're going towards the right, towards my positive numbers, like 1, 2, 3 over here. And those are on the right side. So I'm simply going to travel starting at negative 20. I'm going to travel 14 spaces over. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And that gives me my answer of negative 6. Like I said, Everyone starts somewhere. Don't worry. If you have to use the number line for now, that is the main reason that I recommended on my syllabus to maybe get yourself a nice dry erase board, or actually it doesn't even have to be super nice. Go to Dollar Tree. I went to Dollar General, and this is actually a poster board. So it's flimsy. It's like a piece of poster. One side it's poster board and the other side is whiteboard. So I can erase it. And that's the best thing ever. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. So that was -6. Now, remember we were talking about the coefficient and the variable, and there's something implicit happening in between. Implicit means invisible. All right? There's an invisible sign, and it's multiplication. So just like I did the inverse operation here of subtraction, I need to do the inverse operation to that multiplication, which is division. Remember, we need to balance both sides of the equation. So whatever I do on the left, I have to do to the right. Now, technically this says 3 times x. So the opposite should be divided by 3. Again, we're going to put divided by 3 on both sides. Now, 3 divided by 3. Ooh, if there's something that I hate is the C word, please don't say it. Because 3 divided by 3 reduces to a giant 1. That means I am left with just 1 x is equal, well, 3 goes into 6 2 times. Don't forget the negative. -2. Now, do I have to write that implied 1? Remember, I said implied or implicit means invisible. So do I really have to put that invisible 1 in front? No, I don't. I would just write x is equal to -2. Now, if you didn't need this rundown, by all means, you can fast forward. You don't have to listen to this because that was just a refresher on how to solve a simple 2-step equation. Now, let's get into your actual assignment. Google. Remember, go to Google. You should be using Google Chrome. Don't use Foxfire or Safari. Log into Google Chrome. If you do not remember, you should be using your myhisd.net email address. If you use your own personal Gmail, you will not be able to submit your assignment through Google Classroom. Remember, myhisd.net, first dot last name. If you can't remember it, then email me and I can get that for you. We will be going to keep.google.com. And you should be taken to a place that looks like this. Now, keep.google.com is a way to show your work whenever you don't have a piece of paper and pencil. Or if you're in the situation that you have a paper and pencil, but you have no way of taking a picture of your work to submit it. So I just want to make sure that you have some different options if you are in that situation that you cannot take a picture of your handwritten assignment. Now, keep.google.com is pretty interesting and really simple to use. So it says right here, if you want to take a note, obviously we want to write on something. So you'll notice here, you can make a list, you can make a note over a picture. So that comes in handy on your phone. But for right now, I want to click on the paintbrush and we're going to make a note with a drawing. All right, so this is probably going to get really ugly really quick. And I was just about to get rid of this little icon that popped up here, but that's kind of good to know. It says, we'll automatically add more space as you get to the bottom. And that is super helpful because I don't know how big I'm going to be writing. So I'm going to tell them, all right, I got it. And I'm going to start with a black marker, or, you know, I'm going to make it a little bit thicker so it does look like a marker. You start with black. And I'm going to write, okay, not bad so far, 3x. I always like to make my x's a little curvy so it doesn't look like a multiplication sign. Minus 14. Ooh, this is looking really pretty, actually. Equals -20. Y'all, I just did that with my mouse. Oh my God. Okay. So like I said, I like to be super extra. I like to use different colors. But since that's my main problem, I always like that one to be big and bold. So I'm probably going to dial down the diameter of my pencil. All right, so just as before, I'm going to take the inverse operation, which is addition. And you know what? I think I might, I think I'm doing pretty good with the mouse here. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. 14. And then whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. Wow, I'm like feeling super awesome about, oh, it got a little thick. All right. You see that? How it's like going from one C to two C's? Heck yeah. All right. So I'm really digging this because it's making everything super smooth. So just as before, I eliminated the 14 to bring it over to the right side of my equation. So let's go ahead and I'm going to switch back to black and bring everything down. So, I don't like that, and I think it looks awful. So there's actually a little undo button here. Now, if you're computer savvy, you probably know Control Z is life. But if you're not too familiar, just click the little button. That's undo, and then that's redo. I didn't like that. That was making my 3 look real nasty. Ooh, that looks ugly too. Let's see if my touch screen works a little bit better. 3x is equal to negative 20. Ooh, that's real smooth. Okay, cool. So now let's see. We also have some markers and oh my gosh, we have highlighters. Wow. Okay, cool. We look at this. We're gonna be able to like make oh my gosh, we could graph on this thing. My mind is blown. Oh my gosh. I'm super excited. Okay. So, actually, let's see here. Okay, let's just do our last bit, and I'm going to stick with this. I'm just getting like super excited with everything that I have available. Look at all these colors. Oh my God. Oh, you have no idea. If you guys were in my regular class, you would see how many, markers that I have. Okay. Oh, that looks ugly. That looks really ugly. So let's use the touch screen again. There we go. That's supposed to be a multiplication symbol. So the opposite is division. We're going to divide both sides by 3. Okay, there we go. 3. They told me that they would be giving me extra space, but I'm not seeing it just yet. Oh, I spoke too soon. Oh, look at that. I could scroll down. Okay, now remember, I had already told you guys that 3 divided by 3, that's going to give me, it's going to reduce, I'm going to use my marker here. It's going to reduce to 1. Ooh, that's pretty. And I like that because it's kind of iridescent here because that's another I word. Iridescent means see-through, so I can use my highlighter to put my little invisible or implied 1, and I'm just left with 1x is equal to, oh dear, nobody stopped me. And I made my boo-boo. That's not negative 20, silly. Nobody stopped me. I'm so sorry. This is why I like doing things live in class. You guys get to stop me whenever I say or write something silly. Oh, that's beautiful. And now I can be super extra because I always like writing my final answer in a red box. Ooh, sweetie, look at that. All right, so now, why did I do all this? To show my work because I didn't have a camera to take a picture of my work and turn in. So I want you guys to come over here to these little 3 dots. You would know that as kind of like a menu button or settings. So whenever I click those little 3 dots, I have here export as image. And you know what? I think I might even, for my blind low bats, there we are, I made it a little bit bigger. So we click that and it says right here, export as image. And look at that, it brought it on over here. It's a little PNG image. So that means whenever I come to my files and look under downloads, it says it right here, ink. Now, that's super cool because when I come here to Google Classroom to try and turn in an assignment, I can add my work here. Now, usually you might want to take a picture of something, but instead I can drop in a file. So I always like to take a look at whatever I have and I like to drop it in. Awesome. So that's going to load up and then I can literally turn that in. And you could even take a look at it. That's nice and pretty. And submit, turn it in. That's it. Well, yes, double check. It's asking, do you really want to turn it in? Of course I want to turn that in. Come on now. Last bit, very quick, just in case, because this is the main reason I did this. Last year, I had one of my students that they had a phone, so they were able to get into Google Classroom and everything, but the camera on their phone was broken, and we all know that struggle. So, Keep is also an app. So, it should have a yellow icon with a white light bulb. It is free. So if you have space on your phone and you're able to download this, you can always use Google Keep on your phone. So I'm going to go ahead and add that and open it on up. All right, so it has a little get started and sorry, there we go. Now I'm in the right account. All right, so let's go ahead and just click on this blank piece of paper and you can automatically begin. So of course I'm going to change that to black and then I could write 3x minus, I went really big really quick. Okay, a little bit smaller. 3x minus 14 is equal to negative 20, and I would be able to do it just the same way that we did. Actually, I think I actually made it look a little bit better on the computer. But the only cool thing is that you can write a little bit faster. There, this time I'm not going to mess up again. And you're able to do everything just like you would on your piece of paper, but now you don't need to have a whole bin of supplies like I do. All right, you don't have to have a whole bunch of pens and colored pencils and paper. Everything can be done in one singular device. So, like I stated, you guys have 2 problems to complete on your own. Make sure that you attach your work. Since you're going to have 2 problems, you should attach 2 separate files, or if you are going to have both problems solved on one piece of paper, ensure that you are labeling problem 1 and problem 2 before you submit. All right? Have a great weekend. Bye.